The New York Jets just received some pretty high praise from ESPN for a change. Hey, what's going on? Matt O'Leary back with another video. Today I'm talking about the New York Jets being ranked third in terms of talent 25 years or younger on the roster. Before we get started today, I wanted to mention you can follow on socials at Matt O'Leary NY. You guys know the drill. Follow along for content all over on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all that good stuff. Also, Just Jets podcast, new episodes every single Monday for now. Then they move to Wednesday when the season starts. So we do a little midweek show. We react to games. You can call in, leave me your questions, and I'll answer them on the show. Also, happy to announce the official sports book of Matt O'Leary NY, BUSR. I will be working with them throughout the NFL season. You can sign up with my link, busr.ag/Matt, and you'll receive a 100% deposit bonus. So whatever you deposit up to $1,000, they will match it, and they'll also give you 25 casino chips. Check it out. Check out the link. You'll be hearing a lot more from them. That's where I'll be doing my gambling on the New York Jets on BUSR. Okay, now we're ready for today's video. ESPN ranked teams with their talent 25 years and younger. They just have to be 25 years of age when the season starts. That's their cutoff point. So just keep that in mind. And the Jets were ranked third. Dallas was ranked first, which is really not surprising, but that's some pretty high praise for the New York Jets, who are coming in at third here. And when you look at this roster and who is 25 years old or younger, you start to understand why they were ranked so highly. Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, Zach Wilson, Jermaine Johnson, Breece Hall, Michael Carter, AVT, Quinnen Williams, DJ Reed, John Franklin Myers. Yes, JFM counts because he is still 25 and won't turn 26 to the end of September. That's a lot of important pieces to your team that are 25 years or younger. Elijah Moore. Hey, I didn't list Elijah Moore too. So you have two starting receivers, your quarterback, your starting right tackle. You have a starting corner. You have an edge rusher. You're starting running back, your backup running back, two guys on your defensive line rotation, your other starting corner. Like, most of this team is extremely young. And while I think the biggest thing that you can take away right now, I guess where I was going was the wins and losses over the last few years haven't been very good for obvious reasons. 2019, they go 7-9, the most fraudulent 7-9 of all time with Adam Gase. Then in 2020, they followed that up with a 2-win season, which was awful. That was definitely the worst Jets football season that I ever had to sit through. I hated the 2014 Jets. There weren't very many redeeming qualities to that team, but the 2016 Jets were also a very dislikable team because of, they all quit. It was a veteran team that gave up very early in the season. But 2020 was by far the worst. I don't think people my age will have another answer. Obviously, fans a little older might say, in the early 90s, the 1-15 year, or maybe older fans will say give you a year from the 70s when the Jets really struggled, which is all acceptable answers for my demographic of fans. I definitely think it's 2020. But more of the story, the Jets' win-loss record hasn't been good enough. But a reason to be optimistic about this team, not only this year, but going forward, is the amount of young talent here. When you're bad, you don't want to be bad and old, right? Because then it's like you have no future. What's the plan going forward? And it all starts from the top with leadership. So Joe Douglas and then Robert Saleh. And finally, the Jets have a proper funnel. They don't have the triangle of doom, which what I was calling it was when the coach and the GM both reported to the owner, and it was like a little triangle. But now it's a straight line up where you have the coach, the general manager, owner. And what I like, and while each one of these guys, both Robert Saleh and Joe Douglas, they have their flaws. I mean, you could talk about Joe Douglas maybe not getting that big tier guy in free agency, not enough wins under his belt, ignoring kicker. But I think overall, for the most part, the thing that we could really hang our hat on is the young core that is in here. The Jets haven't had a young core like this in a long time. I guess you could maybe say Sam Darnold, Leonard Williams, and Jamal Adams, but it felt different because of who was leading that charge. It was Todd Bowles and Adam Gase at head coach during that era, which leaves a lot to be desired. That's not pretty. And Mike McCagnon at general manager. Mike McCagnon to Joe Douglas comparison there. Even if you're not a big Joe Douglas fan, I think you could at least admit that that's catastrophically different. And at least Joe Douglas is a well-respected guy around the league, and he has, I would say, more redeeming qualities than unredeeming qualities. And with Robert Saleh, he's a player's coach, right? Like, guys love playing for him. So I am holding out hope that when Zach Wilson comes back, and you get to see all these young guys taking the field and playing, that it's going to be a fun season in 2022. That's the main point that I wanted to get into this video, is that the wins and losses might not be there yet, meaning I would be surprised if they finished over 500 this year. But if this team goes out, wins 7, 8, maybe 9 games, and is a fun team that is developing, that is a pain in the butt to play against, that they're not getting their doors blown off, and maybe they just need to learn to win a little bit, I could take that. Because then in 2023, the expectation is take that next step. So you go from, let's say, 4 wins to 8 wins, and now maybe you're saying, hey, this team should win 10, 11 games and compete for a playoff and be a playoff team. When you have a young core like this, I think that's a reasonable expectation. Zach Wilson doesn't have to get paid yet, and obviously you have to figure out what Zach Wilson is. You have all these young guys on this roster. You got to take advantage when your quarterback is in his rookie contract. As you guys know, these quarterback contracts are getting absolutely insane. So your window is closing quickly, and then you have to readjust. So the New York Jets have this young core, and it's time to start taking advantage. Again, win some football games this year, take a step forward, and then after that is when the expectations really go to the next level. I'm confident in this core. I am confident in Joe Douglas, and I like Robert Saleh a lot. So hopefully they start to get some wins in the win column, because Jet fans deserve it. That's you guys know it all too well, that how much Jet fans deserve it. So sound off in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Matt O'Leary. Please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. It means a lot. I'll talk to you next time.